All right, I'm continuing these amazing conversations with some amazing people here in Pram Pram at the African Ancestral Wall. And right now I'm talking to Miss Gwen. Yeah, so you've been the life of the party. I could tell. I could tell. And I'm
Not
watching.
really. I'm a newcomer.
You a newcomer?
Yeah, I'm a newcomer.
How long you been here?
I've only been here for like 2 months this year,
Okay.
but my husband of 24 years is
Okay.
from Ghana.
Okay.
And so we've had land in Pram Pram since 2001.
Oh, wow.
And when we came here, there was nothing here but tall grass.
And so now you see all of the...
And now I see all of the development over these last 24 years, yeah.
Now, have you been stressed out since you've been here? Because, because they tell us...
That's not even a question, Jay.
People tell me I don't know what I'm talking
The
about.
stress has melted away because here you don't have to worry about those daily microaggressions and macroaggressions that we suffer, the Karen moments, let alone what we see on the news. And when you come here, there's a freedom that the only way I can describe it is that your spirit is set free. It's set free. It really is.
I hear this so many times, and that recurring theme. It's almost like, but people can see it on everyone's face. When you look and they see the video, it's like, wow. And it's like, for many people, they're missing out.
They're missing out.
Believing.
They're believing what they see in the media, which is, a very negative portrayal of Africa overall, and then specific African countries. But folks don't understand that even with its challenges and inconveniences, as my friend Willie, who's been here for, I believe, more than 18 years, says, a bad day in Ghana is better than the best day in America. That's what he says.
Wow.
And when he said that last week, I just thought about how powerful that is. And when I come, I'm always so sad to have to go back, really, I am. I'm retired, I don't work on a regular basis. I do some consulting, but just going back into that environment and just the subtle pressures that you feel, which have an impact on you psychologically and physiologically.
Yes.
So being here, that's just gone. It's just gone.
And that's Okay, thank you. That's one of the things that I felt too. I didn't understand what it was that I felt when I first came, and then I was drawn back. I was like, well, why do I want to keep going back? And it's like there are certain things I'm just not worried about here.
Exactly.
Like you said, there Western maybe inconveniences that come along with things that you're used to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like you adapt to that.
You adapt
you
to
want
it.
That peace.
You want that peace, and you have to look at the trade-off. What are you willing to give up to really get the peace that you so desire and that you need?
Yeah.
So what are you willing to give up? And I'm willing to give up a few hours of no electricity, or some traffic, which we have. We have those things, where I come from too. And so it's a no-brainer for me. It's just a no-brainer for me. And I'm really struck and puzzled when people say to me, well, but why do you want to go to Africa? Why do you want to go to Ghana? And I ask them, but have you been? And most of them have not. And so they really don't understand the contrast, the good contrast between here and there, and why people migrate here and want to stay here and don't want to leave despite the challenges.
Because oftentimes people will mock.
Yeah,
They will mock you. They'll say, well, go and stay over there. Then why do you think everybody's trying to come to America and so few people are leaving? I mean, I heard Smokey Robinson do a whole rant. He did a whole poem about why he doesn't want to be called African, and he's never been to Africa. And I said to myself, well, if you've never been to anywhere in Africa, how in the world can you have such a full-throated rebuke on the entire continent?
On the entire continent.
On the entire continent, and never have even been. But that again is a part of what we deal with, the impact of how we've been taught. Now, when you were in school, did you learn anything about Africa?
No, I did not, other than, we came as slaves. There were a few sentences about that, and then a few more sentences about the cotton gin, and then a couple more sentences about the Emancipation Proclamation, and that about sums it up. Yeah, that about sums it up.
That summed it up, and that was it.
And that was it.
When you got here, what have you learned since being here? You've been back when
Well,
24?
you know, but my journey began long before
Long before
here.
that.
Long before here. But because of the journey and because of the quest for knowledge, it made me more determined to come to the continent. So my first trip here was actually a Fulbright scholarship to Nigeria in 1988.
Okay.
And I never will forget getting off the plane and looking up to the heavens and saying, I want to live in Africa. And I had just stepped on the continent.
In Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And who thought, you know, so many years later that that would actually,
Yeah.
you know, come true, and my dream has come true.
What struck you the most when you took that first trip here and you landed in Nigeria? What resonated with you that you took back, that you said, I want to come back?
I just think, again, it was a sense of peace, but being around people who look like me and turning on the television and seeing nothing but people who look like me. And going to the bank and seeing people who look like me. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. And the other part of it too is I tell people whatever you think America has, Africa has it too. You know, everything. So I don't understand why, well, I do understand because people have not done their research and they have not set foot out of their environment. And, you know,
psychological slave border.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about
Yeah, I
it,
would
it's like
say
it's
that.
like psychologically, the borders are meaning you're not held in captivity physically,
right.
but psychologically.
But psychologically,
If you have been,
absolutely.
if it's been ingrained into your system to see this place is negative,
Yes.
you don't want to go.
Yes.
Sickness, poverty, disease, all these different things. And then if you, this is going to be a deep statement, but if you have been infused with white supremacy and believing that America's better, and then you're a part of that, then you feel what I'm saying.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
So if you've been infused with that, now this is a step down to the person who believes.
To the person who believes that they have it all.
Yes.
And they don't understand what having it all really means. Really means.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, my journey began a long time ago in my eyes and other people's eyes not so long ago because they discovered it long before I did. Not discovered it, but had the desire to go. But I'm ready. I'm ready to make the move. As I said, my husband of 24 years is right from Prom right here. And so the roots go deep. The roots go deep. And I embrace the culture. I love the country. I love the weather. I love being by the sea. I have to say that since I've been here, when I'm at home, I have asthma and nose congestion and everything. And since I've been here, no coughing, no nasal congestion. The food really tastes like food. I mean, you eat a carrot in the U.S. and then you eat a carrot here, and it's not the same kind of carrot.
So it's not a GMO
I mean, the
carrot.
taste is so robust, and it's everything is like that.
Yes.
Everything is like that. And so, and to go to a market and nothing's packaged, and you know, it's just, and it has dirt on it. You know, so you know it came. It came from the soil. You know, and not anybody telling you that it's organic, but is it really organic? You know?
Chemically organic.
Yes. So, and those are the things, it's the little things that I cherish. I mean, just the other day I was telling my husband, I bought some ginger in the market because I like to blend it with fresh pineapple. And I had brought some fresh ginger from the States. But when I had the ginger here, that's ginger.
Oh yes, it
That's
lets you know
ginger.
every time you
Absolutely.
get too
and
close
just
to it.
a little bit, you know. And I said, what are we missing?
Yeah, what are we missing
What
out
are
on?
we
Believing
missing
that
out
we have
on?
it all.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have to say I'm not sorry that I'm here. I'm not sorry that I have a strong desire to come back, and I'm not sorry that I will be back. I will visit family occasionally, but this is where I want to be.
Well, everyone, you heard it direct from Miss Gwen. And again, the only way you know is to come see for yourself. And I think that's the part. Or for so many people, we'll go to Europe without question. We'll stand in front of the Eiffel Tower and take pictures. We'll go in front of Big Ben and take pictures.
And I've been to all of those places.
You've done all of the above, without question, right?
Without question.
Did you have any hesitation? No
Without
hesitation.
question.
But now, when you come and you see this and you experience it, some people who are dealing with health challenges in America, it could be just from the anxiety or whatever, you come here and you get some peace and you might find a lot of those conditions go
Exactly.
away. That's the deal, you get some peace.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the mind and the body are connected to one another.
Absolutely.
And so when you have that, I just encourage you to see for yourself. It may or may not be for you, but at least the experience. Just like we can go to Europe and experience Lisbon and Madrid and Athens, why can't we come here and experience it the same way? You have to ask yourself why. What is it that causes us this resistance, especially us, and resistance for coming here? What is it they don't want us to know? Well, because they're here. They're building their paradises.
Exactly. I mean, and you know, all of the outside groups that are here and benefiting from the resources of this country.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a whole nother conversation
I know it
on a
is.
different day.
So just hear what we're saying. So I want to thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I appreciate this conversation. I appreciate all the conversations I'm having because they're so needed and so many other people need to hear it as well.
Yes, you're right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right.